everyone. Welcome to class. I am super excited about today's class, and I hope you are too. We are going to really try to tap into our uniqueness today to really try to see what are the qualities and the good skills that we have within ourselves that could also benefit the people around us, the world around us. And we're going to use two poses to help us with that today, which is going to be tree pose to really help us ground into our center. And then we're going to go for hand to big toe pose, which is a balancing pose where you go like that with your leg out to the side. So it can be a good idea to have a yoga strap if your hamstrings are tight like mine, and to have a yoga block too. So if you don't have those things, it's fine. You can still do this class. But if you have them, go ahead and grab it. And we're going to get started sitting down, connecting with the breath. So get yourself on your mat and just give yourself a few minutes to tune into yourself. You can sit in whatever position feels best in your body at this moment. There's not a specific way that you should be sitting. And let yourself arrive into this practice, arrive into your space, really using the breath to ground you down. As you inhale in and out the nose in here, I want to invite you to think about a quality within you that you really appreciate. Maybe something that, I don't know, your family or friends told you one time or multiple times, like, wow, like I love that about you. Or something that you recognize within yourself that you are really proud of. And I know that sometimes it can be tricky to find good things within ourselves. And if that's where your head is landing, if that's the direction your head is going in today's practice, bring your attention back into the present moment. The fact that you can sit down with your breath, that you chose to sit down and take a moment to take care of yourself, to do this practice, it's also something really, really awesome about yourself. So maybe you connect with that feeling of showing up for yourself, of doing the hard work, or whatever else comes to your heart. And keep breathing, and then I invite you to also think about how do you see the quality, the good things you notice that you know about yourself. How can those things help the people around you? How can they inspire your friends, your family? How could the world be better because of that quality, because of that skill? And let yourself sit with it for a moment. And then simply bring your hands connected in front of the heart. We're going to chant one round of Om to open up our class with the sound vibration of all that is, the sound of the universe. Literally letting the ripples of the waves of the sound carry this intention, the strength of this intention out of this practice, out of your house and into the world. So let's take a cleansing breath. Inhale through the nose. Sigh out the mouth. Full breath in. Reopen your eyes if they were closed, and let's come straight into a tabletop position. So come onto your hands and knees. Spread your fingers wide. Make sure that you have a good stance on your knees that makes you feel stable in this shape. And let's start by taking a few rounds of cat and cow. So inhale, squeeze your shoulder blades together, look up and forward. Let your tailbone flick up to the sky. And then exhale, curl yourself in, tuck the chin into the chest. Let the crown of the head drop forward. And two more times, just like that. Inhale, open up the chest. Release the belly down. And exhale, curl yourself all the way back in. One more time. Inhale, open up. Extend the spine. And then exhale, find the flexion, curl yourself inside. And then start to tuck your toes underneath you. Press your hips up and back for your first downward facing dog. In your first down dog, make sure that you pedal the legs a little bit. So bend one knee at a time. Let your heels be floating away of your mat. So you actually create more space to rise with a very long spine in the shape, which is what we're trying to define, the sensation we're trying to find in the shape. Elongation and decompression of the spine. And then start to pause your movements. As you inhale, look forward in between your hands. Exhale, walk or hop to the outside of your hands. So feet is wide as your mat. We're going to come into a malasana squat. I know it's very, very early into the practice, so if you wish to sit up higher onto your block, go ahead and do that. But make sure that your knees are like out to the sides and the toes are pointing on the same direction as your knees. Maybe even bring your hands inside of your legs, just like I'm doing in here, to help you find that space. And take one more breath. And then remove your block out to the side. Inhale, send your arms forward in front of you. Exhale, rise all the way up to stand. Inhale, connect the right down to your heart. Let your feet come hip-width distance apart. So now they're parallel. And then inhale, circle your arms down and up. Urdhva-hastasana. Exhale, Uttanasana, hinge from the hips, micro bend the knees, let the belly rest on the top of the thighs as you fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands onto your block or on the shins. And then exhale, plant your hands down, step your feet back, find your plank pose. This time, let's come down with the knees on the mat. And then inhale, I want you to hinge forward. Exhale, squeeze your elbows in, roll your shoulders up, back, and down, and then you lower down, Chaturanga. Inhale, rise for Cobra. Point the tops of the feet down on the mat. Squeeze shoulder blades together. Rise your chest any amount. And the next time you exhale, tuck your toes again. Press yourself up, back, downward facing dog. Repeating that one more time in a little bit more fast pace. So inhale, look forward. Exhale, find your feet on the outside of your hand, Malasana squat, lower any amount. Inhale, send your arms forward in front of you and rise all the way up to stand. Exhale, hands to heart, make your feet parallel. Inhale, circle your arms up to the sky, Urdhva-hastasana. Exhale, Uttanasana, fold down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands come down, step your feet back, find plank pose. You can choose if you want to have the knees down once again. With the exhalation, we all hinge forward and pull yourself down, Chaturanga. Upward facing dog or cobra, you choose as you rise, and then exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll yourself forward to your plank pose. Exhale, lower down the knees and come all the way down onto your belly. In here, find Sphinx pose. So for Sphinx pose, you want to come down onto your forearms, plant your palms down onto the mat. And then we're going to bring the right hand in a diagonal to the left side. Roll onto your right side body. Bend your knees. And I want you to stack knee on top of the knee, foot on top of the foot. And then your left hand is going to come onto your hip. From here, we're going to start to activate the side muscles of the glutes, which are super important for the balancing poses that we're going to do in class today. So hand onto the hip. With the next inhalation, float your hip away from the mat and lift your left leg up to the sky. And then lower down. Now we're going to do this as one movement. So lift yourself all the way and the leg lifts right away. And keep going just for 5, 4, 3, flex your top foot. 2, on 1, lower yourself down. We're going to go to the opposite side. So now your left forearm comes down. Make it in a diagonal position so you have more space to feel yourself grounded in here. Turn onto your left side body. Stack knee to knee, foot to foot, right hand onto the right hip. And then from here, we start to lifting and lowering for 7 seconds. So off we go. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Back to your Sphinx pose. Take a moment in here. Press your hands down. Pull the mat a little bit closer to you as you have a really proud and open heart and chest forward. Really connecting once again with all the gifts that you have to offer out into this world. Proudly breathing in here. And then lower your chest down, hands underneath the shoulders. Tuck your. Inhale, press yourself up, press yourself back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, your right leg lifts up to the sky. Exhale, step your foot on the inside of your right hand. Rise your hands up, crescent lunge. Exhale, hands come down to your block or to the mat. We're going to find a long modified pyramid pose. So extending both of your legs. Your back heel is going to still be spiking up towards the ceiling. But then as you hinge from your right hip, you start to fold your chest and bow forward. Know that there's only one of you in this world. And the gifts that you have to offer, nobody else has. So how can you use all these gifts to bow, to be humble about them, and really use them to help the world and the people around you? Rebend your front knee. Inhale, reach both arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands are going to come onto your hips. We're going to leap forward with your left foot. Step forward to the top of the mat. Now is the time to grab for your strap. I want you to keep it around you. I always kind of like to use it as a little purse over here. And I'm going to face you, but you can still be facing the front of the mat, whatever is easier. But with the hands onto your hips, make sure your feet is parallel. Spread your toes wide so you have a good foundation to stand on. And then lean onto your left foot. Bring your right knee into your chest. With the exhalation, hold onto your right knee and then open the knee out to the side. Flex your right foot. And from here, find your tree pose. Remember that for tree pose, your foot can land wherever it is on the inside of your left leg. But wherever it lands, I want you to press. Really feel the foot pressing into the leg. Use that as an anchor for you to be stable in this moment. Stable into your gifts, stable into your qualities. And then inhale, reach both arms up to the sky all the way. Exhale, bring your hands down. 2 more times, just like that. Inhale, lift your arms. Pumping up the body with the breath. Exhale, lower the arms down. Breath in, lift the arms up. And breath out. All right, from here, lift your right knee away once again. So floating tree pose. And now is the time that if you want to use your strap, you're going to bring the strap around your foot. And now that you grounded a lot into your gifts within the tree pose, we're going to kick the leg out to the side and really open yourself. Make yourself long in all directions. If you fall, we all fall. It's part of life. You get back to it. Take up a lot of space in here. See if you can open up your chest. Your right leg can totally be micro-bended as well as your bottom leg. But see if you can get long through the crown of the head. Let your heart be open. Sending out into the world the uniqueness of you. All the beautiful gifts you have to offer. One more full breath. And then exhale, release the strap, release your hands down. Shake yourself a little bit. And then inhale, reach both arms up to the sky. Exhale, Uttanasana, find your fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step your feet back, plank. Exhale, hinge forward, pull down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog, reach through the heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up to the sky. Exhale, step it through. Rise, crescent lunge. Back heels up. Both of your hips are like pointing to the front of the mat, so they're very well aligned. Take one more full breath in here. And then exhale, long pyramid pose. So extend your front leg a little bit and start to bow forward. See if you can try to square your hips at the best of your capacity. So slightly sending your left hip crease back a little bit. And then send your right hip forward a little bit. And then re-bend your left knee. Inhale, reach both arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands to hips. Hinge forward, lift forward. Step your back foot forward. All right, if you want to grab your strap, off we go to the left side. So once again, taking the time to really get clear on the foundation of your feet. In here, it's very important, as well as your gaze. So choose a place to look at that's not moving to help you to find more stability in the shape. And then start to lean your weight onto your right foot this time. Lift your left leg up. Hands can be anywhere that's going to support you to be here. And then exhale, start to lean that left leg out to the side, open up. Flex your left foot. And then find your tree pose wherever you want to be. Should have sat on the other side, but the only place your foot should not land on your leg, it's on your knee. This is going to completely take off your stability, and doing that over and over again will definitely hurt your knee joint at some point. So we want to avoid putting that pressure onto the knee. So either above or below the knee. And once you get there, we have 3 rounds of breath. Rooting once again in the uniqueness of you. Honoring, feeling, breathing into all the gifts and the beautiful qualities that you have to offer out. So grounding to that first. Let's go with the breath. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, arms come down. Inhale. Exhale. Breath in. And breath out. Hands into the hips. You can start to float that leg out. And if you want to do the strap, you can place it around the foot once again. If you're not using the strap, you can hold on the outside of your foot or bring your peace fingers and hold onto your big toe. And then hand onto the hip to start to kick that leg out to the side. Once you find yourself stable, you can start to maybe open that right arm to the side as well and take up a lot of space. How can your gifts contribute to a greater world, to a greater good, to the greater good around you? Let yourself find your stability. And if you fall, remember, you just get back to it. There's no problem at all to fall. That's why we practice balancing poses. And then take one more breath. And then release it down. Shake yourself a little bit. It can be a lot on the standing leg. All right, and then inhale, arms up to the sky. Exhale, Uttanasana, find your fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands come down, exhale, plant your feet back, plank pose. Last chaturanga, so hinge forward, pull yourself down with lots of awareness. Inhale, upward facing or cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Take 3 breaths in here. Inhale deeply. Exhale. Twice more. And then please come down onto your knees. Sit on your heels. You can shoot your legs forward in front of you. And come all the way down onto your back. Bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a hug and a squeeze here. Let yourself roll side to side. And then start to hold behind on the outside of your leg. Open your leg wide in a big V, capital V. There we go. And then we're going to cross right knee on the top of the left. So legs are crossed, knee to knee. And then start to bring your knees in towards your belly a little bit more and try to keep like your feet kicking apart from each other. So foot to different sides. Take a breath. And then release, reopen your leg in a wide V. This time your left knee is going to come on top. Cross your legs once again. Keep sending your feet apart and away from each other. If you want any like micro movement in here, side to side, back and forth, let yourself do that. And then release your legs. Plant the soles of the feet down on the mat. Take a full breath. Open up your arms out to the side. Really embracing, really trusting your capability to serve. Really trusting that your gifts can benefit other people's lives. And then release your legs long. Let your arms come closer to the side body. And we're going to find Savasana. Savasana is the moment in practice where we really try to integrate everything that happens. So there's not a way that you should be breathing. There's not a certain way that your mind should be behaving, quote unquote, right now. The gift to be here, just laying down, it's to sit, to be with what it is. And I invite you to stay here for 5 more breaths. Very long breaths, deep breaths. Of course, if you want to stay longer, go ahead and do that. But that's where I'm going to leave you today. Never forget that there's only one of you in this world, and you as you showing up can really inspire other people to be better, to do better, and to really show up in a better way for the collective. So thank yourself for showing up for this practice. I appreciate a lot your presence in here. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, perhaps you want to go ahead and do that. We have more fun classes to come. And I'll see you next time. Namaste.